What you may think is right, another person will believe is wrong. That's how life is, and football is no different. Some fans constitute their opinions based on emotions. Others use logic to defend their ideas. With social media becoming a huge part of our lives in recent years, everyone has gained the ability to share their views with the public. Some takes are good, some are bad, and some are just downright delusional. Today, I have gathered 5 hot takes from fans on the internet, so buckle up and prepare for this ride, because some of these takes are mind-boggling. To support your players no matter what is essential as a fan, but to let delusion take over is a problem. Now, the first take of the video comes from a fan who believes that Wout Weghorst is a much better all-around player than Kane and Osimhen. Yes, take a moment to swallow that in. First, let us look at the players that this fan thinks Weghorst is much better than. Harry Kane is Tottenham and England's all-time top goal scorer. The man does not only score, but he can also create by dropping deeper and pinging line breaking through balls. Kane scored 268 goals and assisted 63 times in 420 appearances in all competitions for Spurs. The forward has been performing consistently in the last 9 years, and to do such a thing in a team like Tottenham is more than impressive. Now, let's move on to the second player, Victor Osimhen. Like most other Italian clubs, Napoli does not usually break the bank to sign a player. Still, they paid a whopping 75 million euros to Lille in 2020 to get Osimhen. So far, the deal looks like a bargain. If Victor continues performing consistently, Napoli will surely make a profit when they sell him. Despite missing 4 games, Osimhen sits comfortably at the top of the Serie A's goal scorers list, with 19 goals and 20 league appearances. The Nigerian is relentless. He presses, creates space for his teammates, and is lethal in front of the goal. Osimhen is leading his team to its first Serie A title in 33 years. Yet, this fan believes that a championship player who was loaned to Besiktas in Turkey and is now loaned again to temporarily fill a gap in Manchester United's lineup is much better than these two. Weghorst came in a United squad with no number 9 except the injury-prone Marshall. He came to fill a gap, and in all fairness, he is doing fine so far. He links play well, presses consistently, and even occasionally manages to assist. But even then, to say that he is much better than Kane and Osimhen is an absolute delusion. Now, following opinion comes from a fan who believes that Darwin Núñez is a young Thierry Henry. Yes, you heard that right. There is no question that Darwin Núñez set the world on fire last season with Benfica. The 23-year-old managed to score 26 goals in 28 league appearances and 6 goals in 10 Champions League games. His performances earned him an €80 million move to Liverpool during the summer's transfer window. Darwin is still adapting to life in the Premier League, especially with Liverpool performing below their usual standards. Núñez received a vast amount of backlash. Despite all that, the Uruguayan has scored 12 goals in 29 appearances in all competitions so far. In all fairness to Darwin, that's not too bad for a first season. However, to mention Darwin in the same sentence as the great Thierry Henry is just disrespectful. At 23, Henry had already won the World Cup, the Euros, and was the leading man in Arsenal's lineup. Henry joined the Gunners in 1999 and scored 17 goals in 31 Premier League games during his first season. So far, Darwin has 6 goals and 17 league appearances, so I doubt he'll surpass Thierry's first season tally. Their stats don't match up, and their play styles isn't anything alike either. The only thing Henry and Núñez have in common is that they both like to drift to the left side of the pitch. Everything else is just different. Darwin is a chaotic forward. He enjoys running behind and attacking space with his physicality and pace. His finishing might not be at its best this season, but he is known for having a lethal left foot and is a great ball header. However, his ball control could improve. On the other hand, Henry is an artist. He played as a center forward or a winger. His close ball control was excellent, and he could swiftly dribble past defenders. Thierry was also a lethal goal scorer. His inside of the foot finishing technique was something that keepers couldn't deal with. The French forward was also creative, dropping deep to help in the build-up, and using his vision and excellent passing range to set his teammates up. Don't get me wrong, Darwin is a promising forward and could quickly become one of the best strikers in the world in the coming years. But to compare him to one of the best strikers in history makes no sense. Now, let's move to London, specifically to Chelsea. This fan believed before the season started that Koulibaly would not only replace Rudiger, but he would also be an upgrade. In all fairness, no one expected Chelsea to have such a bad season, especially after the summer transfer window they had. Unfortunately for the Blues, the players they have signed are struggling to adapt to the Premier League, including Koulibaly. The 31-year-old failed to adapt to life in England despite his remarkable career in Italy. He has only kept 6 clean sheets in 16 league appearances. Of course, he is not the only one to blame for Chelsea's defensive troubles. Both Tuchel and Potter failed to improve Chelsea's defensive structure this season. Still, you'd expect much more for a defender of Koulibaly's caliber. Sorry to the person who posted this tweet, but your opinion turned out to be completely wrong. Now, the next take comes from famous journalist Piers Morgan, who has never shied away from showing his unconditional love and support towards Cristiano Ronaldo. He believes that Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT, and that Messi is on the 3rd place in the GOAT debate, and possibly even 4th. Well, like any other football fan, he's free to pick whichever side he wants. But to completely neglect what Messi has achieved throughout his career is pure ignorance. I can't really understand the logic behind his ranking. Messi's trophy cabinet is better than the other 3 players. Statistically, only Cristiano scored more goals than the Argentinian. And when it comes to on-field performances, everyone has a different view, and that's completely understandable. But to put Messi 3rd and possibly 4th is disrespectful to one of the best ever to play the game. You would expect better from a professional journalist. Now, we'll finish off with this fan who thinks that there is nothing preventing Rashford from getting into the top 10 in the Ballon d'Or awards. This is a take that I can agree with. Marcus is one of Europe's best forwards, especially after returning from the World Cup. The winger became United's main source of goals, scoring 17 goals in 19 appearances in all competitions after the World Cup break. Marcus is having one of his best seasons in United shirts. He has already scored 25 times this season. The left winger has been a menace to the defenses he faced. With Manchester United getting better under Erik ten Hag, Rashford is only expected to improve. Now, if his performance is at this level, help United finish in the top 3 and add another trophy after winning the Carabao Cup. In that case, he will definitely earn a top 10 spots in the Ballon d'Or. There you have it, some of the hot football takes I stumbled upon online. What do you think about these takes? Do you have any hot football takes? Share them down in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.